like in Southport?
It's definitely a change of pace.
From what?
Somewhere I don't really want to go back to.
It's usually just a pit stop for most people.
I like it here.
I'm Alex. Nice to meet you.
Nicholas Sparks, I admire the guy for trying to set his stories in different things, but they always come back to a romance. I mean, this movie right here, it's a thriller, but it's a thriller for about 15 minutes. The rest of it is romance.
Nicholas Sparks is the white Tyler Perry.
He makes white exploitation.
Yes.
Is what Nicholas Sparks makes.
It's like, you're right. These are white people who are exaggerated to the point of it would be laughable if you weren't already asleep by that point.
It was. I mean, seriously, this guy is repeating the same thing over. It's a blueprint that he just. Oh, I'm going to put it in a thriller. I'm going to put it in a comedy. I would love to see him direct a porn film. I love to see the guy with the pizza comes in. The woman says, "Oh, you know, my husband's not here because he died 10 years ago, and I've been alone this whole time." Yeah, you would be an hour before you saw any fucking.
Okay, you know how Tyler Perry always has like the woman who's downtrodden, but there's a good man in her life, and maybe he's not rich, but she eventually comes around and everything's all right, but it's some other guy who's abusive. Then these Nicholas Sparks movie, you got a woman kind of in trouble, and some guy comes into her life to help her out, but there's always some asshole lurking in the background ready to come in and mess everything up.
And plus, there's always a secret. One of the two lovers always has a secret. It's going to play out, and it's never as bad as it looks.
That's the thing. That's what kills me. Like, whenever the secret gets revealed, it's like, oh, well, you could have told me that right off the bat.
If you've ever wondered what a Lifetime original novel might read like, read Nicholas Sparks.
Or just watch one of these movies.
And these people who are running with this secret, where do they always run to?
Someplace with moss.
The beach.
They always go to the beach.
Moss. It's something with water. It's something away from everybody where there's a body of water nearby.
Private idyllic paradises.
That's because he's so lazy as a writer. He just looks up from where, well, there's the beach, type. We'll just use it again. Oh, there's the beach again, type.
People love the beach. Beach says love.
I'm not opening a new window to Google other locations, so the beach again, type.
Because his last movie with Zac Efron and Taylor Schilling you had to have a big climax with a fight in the water where a kid almost drowns.
And that's another thing in his movies. There's always some kid who's about to drown.
Or somebody drowns.
Yeah.
He's obviously he's the Bruce Willis from Unbreakable.
Right.
He's like, I ain't fucking with that water.
I'll do water.
Yeah, people, everything you love about Nicholas Sparks, it's all here and more. It's not anything less either. But
I was going to say, it's hard to use the word more with this movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Or love with Nicholas Sparks.
Hey, Leon, it's more Nicholas Sparks for those who really love him. And if you love Nicholas Sparks and you love that safety net of knowing what you're going to get, then what am I going to tell you at this point? This is for you.
I mean, are we really talking to that crowd even though? Is there anybody out there? Raise your hand. Do you love all the Nicholas Sparks movies? Well, why do you give a fuck what we have to say? You're going to go see this and love it anyway. Just like you do all those other crappy Nicholas Sparks movies.
You say that, but there's a lot of people out there who love The Notebook.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people who love that one and only that one.
Yeah. There's those idiots who love
Even
the Notebook. Yeah. Those people. Man, I'm one of them.
Hey,
I know. I heard
even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
I heard you and Carlisle commiserating about The Notebook and
that's
hugging
the only
and
time
crying.
that him and I ever held hands and looked into each other's eyes.
Yeah.
And said, "Don't I love the? Oh, you love the Notebook too? Wow!" And
it's just because of what's his face, like Chesty McBlonderson,
Rachel McAdams.
No, Ryan Gosling.
Rachel McAdams in that movie? Wow, I forgot.
You don't care about Rachel McAdams, but Ryan Gosling, forget about it.
I couldn't see her past Ryan Gosling's dreamy eyes. And
Brian, these aren't even gay jokes. He actually does love Ryan Gosling.
I do.
The record.
No, I understand Man Crush. It's okay.
I do. No, I'm not lying.
I just think he's gorgeous and a manly sort of
nothing
way.
wrong with that. It's Corey's thing.
I've got the People magazine where he's the sexiest man in the world, and yes, his face is pretty indistinguishable.
I'd give him a hand job, but in a totally manly way.
But this movie here, they introduce you to some big mystery, and I almost forget that it's a Nicholas Sparks movie. The girl, it's raining in the middle of the night. She goes to this woman. You don't know who it is. She's got blood on her hands. She's and next we see her running with short hair short blonde hair. She's disguised herself. She's on a bus trying to get out of the city.
And the cops are looking for her.
And the cops are looking for her. That's right. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, what's going on here? I'm intrigued. What's about to happen? Until she gets to the beach. And the movie just stops being what it was.
It's a wonderful vacation.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And somehow this girl who's on the run and hiding gets with a real estate agent and buys a house. And I don't know if anybody's ever done that before, but you have to turn over all your records, all your tax
You
records.
at least have to give them your real name.
Yes.
Yeah, even if you were renting the place.
Even if you're renting a place.
Because she wasn't buying it. She was just renting. But
No,
even
no,
then,
but you guys are wrong. See, this is idyllic small town. People trust each other. They just trust people.
Yeah.
You know, they do things for they give each other stuff.
Yeah, I believe this
Just
takes place
to give
in
stuff.
this takes place in Contrivance, North Carolina. If I
Well,
remember
it does. All
correctly.
these
it does
movies
take place in North Carolina. So she bought the house for 2 chickens and a handshake. And when I say 2 chickens, some shit she bought at the grocery store. But Julianne Hough plays Katie. She's the girl on the run. When she gets into town, you know the movie's about to slow down when she puts her eyes on the handsome Josh Duhamel, who runs a store. He's a widower. He's got 2 kids. And,
Of course he does.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And
It wasn't like his wife left him because because there was something wrong with him.
Yeah.
She died of cancer.
yeah.
So it's not his fault. And now he's sad.
No.
He's all
it's not.
handsome and sad.
But the kids.
Man crushes. What's going on?
Well,
out here?
no. I'm just saying. I mean, that's the way they read his character.
Yeah, those are the only 2 attributes his character has. He's handsome and sad.
You make it sound like he's too handsome to be sad. What the fuck is his problem? He got nothing to be sad about.
If I was single and looked like him, I would not be sad.
Oh wait, no, I thought of a third attribute: diet Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah.
So-
You know what? Josh Duhamel is who you call when you can't afford Timothy Oliphant. And maybe Timothy Oliphant's just not available. If you can afford him, you would hire somebody better. But if you only have enough money at this level, Josh Duhamel is your guy.
But you know what? With Josh Duhamel, you know what you get over Timothy Oliphant? You get 2 more feet. He's way taller than Timothy Oliphant.
That doesn't matter.
I don't know about way taller, but he is
Tom
taller.
Cruise is 3.5 feet tall. He never looks that way on screen.
There's no board as you come in that says must be this tall to be talented. So-
Well, if you can't look, if somebody tells you you can take Timothy Oliphant, but you don't have enough money to pay for the platforms that go with him, get Josh Duhamel. Now,
You're getting ripped off.
yeah, I like Josh
Not
Duhamel.
worth it.
And that's the thing about this town. When this girl Katie comes into town, it's a town full of small town friendly people. There's no way you're going to be able to hide out because people just come and just give you shit.
It's a Margaritaville without Jimmy Buffett.
It is.
And the
It is.
only way you would want it.
And one of those people is Josh Duhamel. He sees her. He wants to help her out.
He wants some of that ass.
Come on, yeah.
I mean, it's not even disguised. Like, even people in the town are looking at him like,
He actually
oh,
does.
you know, you want that.
He does a Tex Avery. He's like,
Yeah. It's almost like,
oh, you're still here? I mean, can I sell you some paint?
yeah. Like, everybody looking at him in town like, man, quit acting like you missed that chick, quit playing that dead wife, sad husband bullshit. You know you want that chick right there. And yeah, he does. He starts to dote on her a little bit. He's giving her free stuff. She fights him off because she needs her identity protected. She's keeping that secret, but it's only a matter of time before she falls for him and they start to bond. The kids love her. The only thing
But
is,
secretly-
it's that damn secret, man, and it's going to come out at some point.
But we keep cutting back to that policeman, Javert from
like being-
Les Mis, who was on the hunt for
Yeah.
it.
not
that's-
figuring out shit.
yeah.
Because an hour and 40 some minutes of this film is just the slowest building romance imaginable
It's
between the
like-
2 leads, and the last 15 are the intercut bits with a police officer going, huh.
I mean, I feel like I'm selling out my own people, but for an hour in this movie, isn't it great to be white at the beach? Like, that's the whole plot. It's like, look how easy she got a job. Look how easy she got a house. Look, she's having it. I don't care. Something happened.
Yeah, she comes in and it's a girl on the run from the law. We're led to believe, and she has this big secret, but she just buys all this shit, gets stuff on credit. I mean, you know, it's ridiculous how she gets this.
I would give her stuff on credit.
Oh man, Julianne Hough. I will say this: Julianne Hough and Josh Duhamel. I like them together in the movie. And Julianne Hough, all sexual jokes aside, stunning girl.
Yeah, she
beautiful.
really is. She looks kind of like a young Jennifer Aniston in a way.
I think she's adorable. I don't really understand like why he's so sexually attracted to her immediately. I'm just like, I mean,
You know what? Seeing Julianne Hough in Rock of Ages, I thought, man, she's terrible. She needs to go away. Seeing her here, I'm like, you know what? I'm giving her a second chance. She actually is decent in this. Yeah, I didn't even go so far as good. But maybe it's a script, but her and Josh Duhamel are very limited in what they do. And I've seen Josh Duhamel, he's very limited as an actor.
Agreed.
He can be somewhat charming, but a lot of that is just his physical appearance. But as far as stretching and making you feel something, they are such a bland couple. It's like, man, I guess I'm rooting for them because that's all I'm being shown for an hour. But I'm wanting to care about them, but I don't.
I mean, I agree with you, but only in the sense that I think the relationship is so boring and poorly written, and that and Josh is not a good actor. I mean, there's even points where he's supposed to be really upset and crying, and he does it by holding his entire face in his hand, so you can't see that he cannot.
Yes. The moment he takes his hand away, there's no tears, there's no wetness in his eyes at all.
Yeah, he really is not very good. There was not much. I didn't feel as much chemistry between the two of them. Like I said, this is not a saving grace of this film. I'm just saying. It makes me curious to know what this actress is going to do next. She was interesting enough in it, and she stood out enough that I was like, hey, I can't help but be drawn to her, find out what's going on. But no, that doesn't bring enough to save this film.
All right, at the risk of sounding like I have another man crush, I like Josh Duhamel. Say he has limited range.
He has limited range.
Okay, but bad acting. I don't think he's a bad actor. I think he's. I think
we'll find out once he starts acting.
leave him alone, Cyrus. All right. No, I think that this guy he's charming and he gets by on a bare minimum because he is a handsome guy. But I don't think he's terrible. And in this movie, he's not given too much to do. In this film, once this romance starts, it plays out in a typical way. I mean, she doesn't want to talk to him. She can't help but talk to him. The secret eventually comes out. He gets upset because you lied to me this whole time instead of actually trying to have a conversation.
He actually plays the chick in this movie.
Yeah, exactly. And then they get back together. If this is surprising you or if this is spoiling something for you, then you're a dumbass or you haven't watched the movie in years.
There's actually two twists in the movie that we shouldn't spoil.
Yeah. One
is small, they've been carrying along, and one is the big one. And I was shocked because the smaller one I didn't guess, but the big one I caught it midway through.
Well, he turned to me. He was like, "Oh, it's this." I'm like, "No, it's not. That would be stupid.
That would be the dumbest thing." Oh God, it's happening.
But the little one that they're teasing you the whole film is like well beforehand. You're like, okay, I get the gist of it, no matter what it is. And sure enough, it's one of those like, this is all right, fine. I mean, it's not like unbelievable. It's just dull. We've arrived here, and that's what you get. But then the epilogue twist is just so laughable that maybe it even brings the movie up a little bit.
I think it's, I won't so much as say it's laughable. I think it's going to hit different people different ways. Some people are going to laugh at it. Some people are going to go, oh. And as I discovered, some people will not understand what it meant actually. They'll be like, oh, I thought it was this other thing. And not what it is.
You know what? I'm actually, because some people who we're talking to, they're not going to go see this movie. So I'm actually going to.
You're going to spoil it?
I'm not going to spoil it because I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to wait till we get to a point where it's safe, and I'm going to bring it up because it is crazy what they did in this movie to me. Before we do that, because I'll give a rating and then we could talk about it just briefly. But what did you guys think about the cop, David Lyons?
He sure was sweaty.
He was very sweaty.
He was like the underbelly of an amphibian in this movie. He plays the cop who is obsessed with finding this girl, and you don't know what she has done. Did she kill somebody that's close to him? I mean, she's somebody that everybody believes is innocent, but he knows that she's guilty. I kind of like that subplot.
Actually, I was going to say that too, because like as dull as this movie is, that's the one thing that I found interesting because of how they string it along, how long they make you think it's one thing until you finally see what it is. And then having him come in, I don't know. I mean, maybe he was overacting, but he brought something to it that woke it up. And I was like, all right, this, you actually got my attention now.
But, I will say my problem was that, like, and you said, when you said, like, he looked like the underbelly of an amphibian the whole time, he did right from his first scene. And immediately you go, oh, this is not how it appears at all. This other thing. It's something like this other way. And so it never felt that dramatic to me because I was never worried, oh, she's a murderer.
Yeah, I think the way it strings you along and keeps you from guessing that twist is a smokescreen of boredom. It's like you're not thinking there's going to be a twist. At some point, you're just like, okay, when is this going to end? Because I'm tired of this story. And you're not even thinking that there's going to be a twist. You're just hoping the credits are going to start rolling.
Well, yeah, because when it comes back to that story, you'll just woken up for it. So
what?
Well, you
kind of, yeah.
one of the, I mean, I gotta find who this little girl is. I thought Josh Duhamel, he has 2 kids. One I like, one I just got sick of real quick.
Who's stinky?
That little clumsy ass little boy's all fall in the water. The little girl, I don't know her name. Okay, Mimi Kirkland. That girl is adorable.
She is.
Every time she came on, I was, you know what I hate? I hate when puppies or babies or something come on the screen and women in the theater go, oh. But I did that every time the little girl came out.
Or when there's a cat and it's me.
That's you. And you,
I have no control over it. I apologize.
I know you're up there rubbing the screen with your face, trying to pet it.
Come here, kitty.
That girl was, she's a natural charmer. She was adorable. The guy, Noah Lomax. Now, he has 2 kids.
Okay.
So the daughter, when the wife died, the daughter was too young to remember anything about that. So she's cool. She's all about dad.
Yeah.
Dad, I miss you. I love you more than you love me. Hey, Dad, we're good. That little bastard, the son, he's a little older. He was around enough to remember the mom, and he just cannot get over that shit. And if there's one thing I hate about movies, look, kid can kind of pout for a little while, go through your phase, but when you start talking back to your parents after you fuck you, Dad. Dad, leave me alone. Fuck you not, Mom. Fuck you, I have to do what you say. I'm like,
It's like
hey,
you're
man.
6. Yes, you do have to do this.
Yeah. There's a point where you have to just take that little motherfucker, jerk his ass.
you don't
She's Dad, all right. You about to be 2. You keep fucking with me.
You don't understand. These are white people. We don't do
I didn't want to
that.
say it, but
We go like, well, honey, let's talk about it.
Remember the deal we made. Remember the agreement we had.
the parents,
That's what we do.
the kids always
It don't work.
I hate that
ever.
we do that.
I mean,
It doesn't ever work.
You do the nicest thing for the kid, and the kid like, don't touch me. And I hate that look because the kid always walks off, and the parents are like,
The nicest thing, like, I don't know, save him from drowning.
Yeah, get off me. And then
Get off me, Dad.
And the kid always, the parents always have that look.
I don't know what to do with him.
I got an idea. Throw him back in.
Yeah. I would put his ass back in that water. Hey, say you love me. I can't hear you.
You don't like this new girl coming around, this fine ass girl? Well, I'll tell you what, I can make more of you now.
Hey, look here, son. Me and you, we gonna be together forever. But that's your new mama. I'm telling you right
That's
now.
all there is. Well, you know what? That storyline in this movie, though, was even disappointing because it was like it brought it up and then just totally abandoned.
Oh, I like her. I like her now.
That was it.
That was it. There was no explanation.
The way the
moment.
the way the son grew on the.
No
He
earned
literally just
moment
goes,
at all.
yeah, I like her.
Yeah. First he was mad about it. Who's that bitch, Dad?
Forget
Who the fuck
about
is this
that
kid?
subplot with the kid. It's not important.
Well, you know what that
anymore.
kid
There you
that he saw that ass walking away. He's like, shit, Dad marries this. I get to look at that every day.
I did expect her to ask Josh Duhamel. It's like, so what's his therapist saying? So he can go like, therapist? Oh, I probably should have took him to one of those, huh?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And the other thing, I don't think, even though I think he's the father, the character in the movie is very good with kids. There's one thing that I didn't get. Why are you gonna let a 6-year-old girl run a store by herself?
Hi.
Hi. Are your mom and dad around?
No, but I can help you. You looking for anything?
Well, now that you ask, do you have any paint?
We have this book that's with all different kinds of colors that you can get.
Oh, really? Oh,
What
that
are you
would be
painting?
great. I'm painting my kitchen floor. No, I'm serious. Why is that funny?
Because you usually don't paint floors. You usually put a rug on them.
Well, I can understand if you are in the place, but to be down the street and just letting her be there by herself.
Yeah, we do that too.
And you might say,
Sorry.
and it's easy to go like, well, it's a little sleepy town in North Carolina, and everybody knows each other like it's Mayberry, but it's a tourist trap. The buses stop there,
Yes.
so tourists and homicidal drifters can get off in that town.
I was wondering why her name was Amber.
Hey, where's your father at? You the only one working here? I'll tell you what, I'll take some water and you.
and a fifth of vodka as well.
Yeah, listen. This
We
movie,
take all our kids to karate lessons right from like birth practically.
Yeah, you take them to strip malls for karate lessons.
because you do too. You know this. Just fall in line. Brian.
But when you do,
I'm going to take them to karate and let them be dicks.
at a strip mall to where they're not going to learn shit, all they're going to learn is help when somebody tries to kidnap them. And they better hope somebody's around.
Better than most kids.
Listen, I know we can all go into like some big thing about what our ratings are. Can we all agree that this is? We say this all the time. These type of movies. It's no different here. It's a Hallmark movie, an Oxygen movie, a Lifetime movie. It's a TV movie. I give it a rating. I mean, I give it a rating.
I give it a rating.
I also give it a rating.
I give it, and that rating is.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It managed to not be some old bullshit because as much as like I was bored, I wasn't like falling asleep bored. I was just kind of like, all right, we should just move on and do something. But there was little things to like here and there. It's just kind of like, all right, it's for the people who like these things, I guess, whatever. I'm never gonna watch it again, but it's a rental.
I will say its running time brings it down a lot to me.
You're right about
and 55 minutes is just cruelty.
Is it an hour and 55 minutes?
It's like
cruelty.
Whoever made this was like, fuck dudes. I mean, it's like, it's coming out like around Valentine's Day. Like they know they're going to get dragged to this shit. It's like, it's bad enough that you have to see this at all, but an hour and 55 minutes, fuck you. Seriously. But you're right. Generally speaking, this is one of the least offensive of the Sparks films in terms of just not being that totally ridiculous. A lot of them, they're just so ridiculous.
I thought the last one was worse.
Insulting my intelligence regularly through it. This one, not so much. I mean, there's an epilogue twist that I did feel was just, it was so out of place totally that it made me laugh for that. But yeah, it's just preposterous and dumb, considering the type of movie this is otherwise. But yeah, I guess, I'm going to give it a low rental. If it was just terms of enjoyment, it would be some old bullshit. But, to be fair, it's a low rental.
I don't know. I feel like this movie's not even a real experience, that it's barely anything that happened. I don't know. It's just so bland that I kind of feel the same way about this movie that I would feel about, I don't know, a ladle or the cap on the toothpaste. It's just there. It just exists in the world. Like, I guess.
You wouldn't stare at it for 2
No,
hours.
I don't really, there's nothing there. Like, I can't hate on it because there's nothing there to hate, but I can't like it because there's nothing there to like. It is just a completely ineffectual film-going experience for people that demand absolutely nothing of their movies. I mean, it's a waste of time, but rest assured, there was no effort wasted on this. So, I don't know, low rental. I really don't know what to give this movie because I just feel like nothing happened. It was barely a movie.
Rental. Yeah, there you go.
Fine.
Now we got that out the way. Just real quick for people who don't see this, you got to hear this.
Spoilers. Ready?
Yeah, spoiler. This is a spoiler moment.
Oh, hello.
You don't have to stick around, but you're not. Most people are not going to see this movie, so just sit your ass down and listen. So when this girl gets into town, this movie has been presented as a romantic thriller of sorts, more on the romance than the thriller part, but there's nothing to hint to this movie that it is supernatural or ghostly or anything like that. When this girl, Katie, the character that is played by what's that?
Julianne Hough.
Yeah. When she gets into town and gets her house, there's this woman that keeps coming by,
played by Colby Smulders,
who's very beautiful too.
I love her on How I Met Your Mother. It made me sad.
Is that what
her.
she is?
Yeah.
and the Avengers.
What part? Oh,
She's Maria Hill.
Jesus, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I should pay more attention, man. But she,
or maybe use that IMDb page.
Our fearless leader, Corey Coleman.
But she keeps coming around, and she becomes friends with Katie, and she's talking about I can't leave town and unless it's these conditions or whatever. And as I said, there's nothing to indicate more than earthly things going on. At the end of the movie, when Josh Duhamel gives a letter to Katie that says, "Look, this is from my wife that died. It's to go to the next woman I find that I really love." When she gets that letter, she starts to read it, and then she realizes
and it says, "Get your hands off my man."
Yeah, I'm watching you.
You rebound skank.
I'm gonna hunt your motherfucking ass. You got one night to get your shit together and leave town. No, it turns out she starts thinking back. Katie, there's nothing to really indicate even that Katie knew that she was a ghost, but she starts to think back.
She did keep disappearing.
Wait a minute, she was a ghost. And
there's a photo of her in there.
Yeah, and then there was a photo.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and she's
you sleep. Yeah, there's a photo of her in there, so you see like, wait, this is the wife, this woman I've been hanging out with.
I can't believe I didn't put that together. I asked her why she was floating off the ground. She's like, I have a condition.
There are all these people in the audience that just went,
Okay.
And I was like, really?
Yeah, she looks at the picture and then they show her friend, whatever was the other friend's name is, walking down a path and just disappears. And it's just shy of her walking with Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
They should have made her a werewolf instead.
She walks into a cornfield across a baseball diamond.
Yeah, goes back into the field.
but there was that point in there when they were having their one argument, which is like, I'm going to leave town. Okay, you're just going to leave? It's like, you won't leave because you can't leave. Oh, that's nice. You know I can't leave.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, wait a minute. Can't leave. This is familiar. And go shit.
Okay.
Sixth Sense again. And I was like, I started piecing it back. Like, never see her with anybody else. Only see her with Katie. I'm like, that's his dead.
Okay, I never saw it coming because this movie never presented itself.
No, it doesn't.
It's not that kind of movie.
It's one of those things where that popped in my head, and I went, okay, that's silly, but can I prove it's not true? And I couldn't.
It's a cheap twist, though, because of the way the rest of the film is. That's why it didn't earn the right to have a supernatural twist.
That's exactly it. The movie, whether you like it or not, it was, for what it is, it was working with what it had. To put that at the end, it was totally unnecessary.
Well, yeah, so that's the thing I was going to say. It adds nothing to the story.
Exactly.
I mean, you could take that completely out.
It's cheap.
And it's still the same story.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's a cheap way to get people to say, oh,
Yeah. Well, and like I said, it gets some people to say, "Oh," it gets some people to go, "What?" and some people go like, "Oh, wait, that's what that
Some
was."
people to go,
yeah.
Is it over?
Yeah. But it's at the very end, so it didn't bother me that much. I do wish that Katie had been a black chick because she had looked at that picture and said, "Wait a minute, baby, it's been fun. I like your kids. We had some good times. I'm out.
too bad I can't stay.
Yeah,
Look, I know my husband Chris Brown used to beat me, but I can deal with that better than I can with ghosts. So I'm gonna head on back.
See ya.
Detective Tierney, do you know this woman?
Katie, he's here.
I've got to get out of here.
Just tell me the truth.
It's everything that I was afraid of. He's gonna find me.
If you're in some kind of trouble, we can fix this.
Katie!
I love you, but I can't let you go. There's no safer place for you than here with me.